All right, welcome back to Conversation Convo Combos, and yeah, today we're going to be doing like a little bit of a two piece. So first, just to get off right off the bat, just want to talk about relationship type of aspect wise about leading people on. So in that aspect, when it comes down to like leading people on, I really think it's better just to literally bury the hatchet and just let the person know by the get go that like if you're not feeling them, whatever like that, then just let it go. Don't have the person fishing and thinking that something's going to come at the mix of something, or have them thinking that eventually later down the road something's going to work out. Don't give a light in the tunnel. If basically you're not feeling the person, don't keep on leading the person on thinking that things are going to work out. Everyone's grown here, which I would hopefully,
Yeah,
at a
no.
certain age, whatever. But just at least letting the person know straight up, because it's just
It's the right
it's
thing to do.
ridiculous. It's right.
It's the moral.
It's the moral thing to do, and also just like having that like communication, which I feel like
Everybody
nowadays
hates it.
it's been
Everybody
lacking.
hates communication. Nobody knows how to talk to each other
No,
anymore.
no.
Nobody knows how to tell the truth or how to be
Unfortunately,
serious.
yeah.
It's not even a matter of like being serious. It's like you don't have to be overly serious, but it's a matter of like, hey, this is my plan. This is what I plan to do. Are you on board or not? Like it's a simple question, and I feel like a lot of it stems down to answer with a yes or no. Don't tell me maybe. Don't say I gotta think about it. Don't say, oh well,
Or that you
I
need
want some
space.
space. I need some time to think about it. It's like
If you need space
then
or
you're
whatever like that, then at that point of
that's a
time, then
no.
then automatically it's just like, all right,
That's a
we're not doing this whole space thing. The way that I see it is that you should not treat a human being like a rain jacket. You don't put them on a coat hanger, and when it comes down to a rainy day, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to talk to this person, put on my rain jacket because I had, a troubling day, or I'm having a troubling moment. No.
well, and the thing is, what are you gonna do when you're living with that person? You're like, oh, I need some space. What are you gonna go sleep in your car? Are you gonna make them go sleep in the car?
Yeah, exactly.
Or are you gonna not make? You're not gonna eat dinner that night?
Yeah.
Like, what? Grow up.
Like what,
Like, get over
you
it.
want him to sleep on the couch, or you want her to like, sleep at her mom's
It,
house? Like it's not.
it comes down to like your moral duty as an individual is to just be human, be humane, and seek to understand before understood. Because people seek so hard to be like, hey, I need my space. I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. Da, 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 da.
Mhm.
It's like you're seeking to be understood. You need to look at the other person
and
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 be
there's nothing wrong,
understanding.
but this is the thing though, there's nothing wrong, there is nothing absolutely wrong if you want your space, but do not tread into that person and thinking that you're gonna waste their time, because now you're not only wasting the person's time, but you're also enabling them to where they could actually eventually find someone who is willing to actually invest their time into them, because now you got that person thinking that what's wrong with me, like like, do I need to lift more weights, or do I need to get a haircut,
Go on a
or like,
diet.
or do I need to go on a diet, do I need to make more money and stuff like that, when the only solution, the main thing is that it's always that criteria where it's that whole stupid thing, oh, it's not you, it's me. It's just like, just be honest with the person, just tell the person
Well,
up front.
we live in a contradicting era now where it's women are like, oh, we need a guy who makes like six plus figures so he can take care of us.
Or how
But
tall they are.
yeah, but
It's
then on the flip side, they're like, oh, no, like I don't want a man to open the door for me. I don't need a man to do that. We don't need men. We don't need It's like you just one set of women just got done saying that they need a man that makes six figures to take care of them. Then another set of women goes and says, we don't need men on this
but
planet.
that's the thing though. There's no happy medium. And
Yeah.
then who's the one to actually criterize and figure out where's the certain amount of attention you should give a certain person? Because if you give too much attention, then you're obsessive and you're clingy. You don't give no attention or anything like that, then you're labeled as like an asshole, or like you don't care about the person. So where do I need to fall line of?
Well,
Well, where do I need to set the dial from so that way your significant amount of attention is being met, where it's
not
being
too much, but
cordial,
not enough.
yeah, on both sides of the party, where it's not so much of an infliction on upon your space, because one lyric said it best. Fucking, you give a bitch the moon and star, and she comes back to you and she says all she needs is space, and it's just like, come on now. If I'm willing to go like literally like beyond everything for you, and yet you still say you need space,
Then
and
that's
then I give you space for like, I don't know, X amount of time, and still like nothing, but yet you have me on all social medias, you have me on everything, and I could see everything that you do, and you can see everything that I do, but there's just no contact. There's no like, like there's nothing going on. So it's just like I gotta be liking you from a distance. I can't get too close. I can't say anything to you, but I could be like, oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. So she did this. Oh, that's cute. Oh, okay. But if I comment or if I say something, then I'm not even acknowledged. I'm not even on the platform. I'm not even on the scale.
well, and the funny thing is that men are so simple. And for some men, it is literally like women say, all they want is one thing, and sex. But that's pretty straightforward to me. If all he wants is sex, you can't go wrong. You know what he wants. So, right out of the gate, do I want that or do I not want that? No, I don't feel like being used as a sex toy, so no, I'm not getting involved with this guy. But some of them still will, and then they get mad. And it's like, he was pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure he said, I'm good. I'm not looking for a relationship. I just, I'm
Yeah,
looking for a thing.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, like, you can't even get mad at the person because he told you right out the gate.
right.
There's no secrets. There's no skeletons in his closet. Like, and then the same with the other guys that are like, I'm not looking for something, I want something serious. I'm looking to settle down. I'm already 30 years old or whatever.
And that's the issue nowadays too, is that if you want to settle down, you can't really do that. I mean, like I'll be honest with you, I've been looking and I can't find jack shit. Everything that I fucking find is always either talking about their Snapchat private story, or they're talking about their OnlyFans and shit like that. And it's just like, yo, like imagine if y'all didn't fucking have that. So what the fuck y'all be doing? You selling titty pics and fucking ass pics for like fucking $5? Who's making these menus? Like who comes into the mind and says like, okay, this is how much your tits pics are worth. This is how much your ass pics are worth. This is how much your vagina pics are worth. This is how much a FaceTime video. And it's just, dude, it goes on and on. And I'm just like looking at it like just
Well,
shell shock. I'm just like, dude,
So do
what?
the podcast, whatever?
Oh yeah, yeah, yes.
So they
Yeah,
actually brought on a guy who's like, I don't know if he was like a producer or what, but he
Mhm.
was like from OnlyFans, and they brought him on, and you could tell by hearing him, he sounds either he's bi or gay or whatever,
Mhm.
but he does have some masculinity where he sounds like he could possibly. Besides the point.
Gotcha.
Basically he was like justifying and like something like, oh, it's pro-choice, it's their body, their choice, and then the other guy's like, if it's their body, their choice, then they can't get mad when they go to pick up their kid from school, and the school that they go to, maybe they decide they're going to put their kid in a private school, thinking that they could,
Yeah.
keep them in a private school.
But
So
that's the funny thing too.
and they get
It's
kicked
just
out.
it's out there. You know what I'm saying? Like the minute that you decide to
not-
send that pic or whatever like that, the person spends whatever amount, $50, whatever like that, to get like whatever fucking package that they're offering, whatever
There's
like
a
that.
repercussion.
That's sent. Exactly. There's a repercussion, and then it's not like they could take that video and whatever like that. Again, it's like, oh well, you decided to send that picture, so what do you want the government to do?
And the thing is that they look at that as, oh, that's freedom of speech or freedom of press. We could put out whatever we want. There's nothing that you could say about it. You can't fire me from my job because I have an OnlyFans, because that's my right.
Yeah,
to
but
do
you
what I
got
want.
consequences.
But
You got consequences.
Okay, if I'm a parent and I'm like, you got this, I got my son in school, and I find out this teacher's putting on OnlyFans, and then next thing I know, I'm thinking like, is he watching her OnlyFans? Like, is he like, am I gonna have like a case where a teacher, engages with a student type thing?
Yeah.
And that used to be common
Yeah.
back in the day. Now it's even worse
Oh yeah,
because it
no,
can be
it's way
online.
worse. It's way worse, and the way to access it is like just so many different avenues,
It's
and
so easy,
yeah, no,
easily accessible.
it's ridiculous. And like I said it like million times before, it skyrocketed when COVID hit because that's when
Hmm.
like people were in their most trying to make money. Now it's just like, you know, you can go on Snapchat and literally like
Oh
thousands
yeah.
of fucking females like over here posting about their OnlyFans or Snapchat
Oh yeah.
private stories,
On
stuff like
YouTube
that.
too. YouTube was flooded with it for years now.
YouTube, TikTok, what's the other one? Twitter, Instagram. There's a little bit like restriction, but like they can still put like their little like basic information to
But I
contact them.
mean,
But it's just it's
but
ridiculous.
even then, I mean, prime example on what is it? Twitch. For the longest time, people would get banned for simply saying certain stuff or doing certain stuff on their stream. Like they would, you know, maybe they do like they're a gun enthusiast and they're showing you like what the gun looks like, taking it apart, showing you how it comes apart, stuff like that. Simple stuff that they're not saying.
Yeah,
They're not telling you, oh, you should go buy this, go out and like shoot guns. Da, 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 da. They're just saying, hey, look, this is the name of the gun. This is it's typically you take it apart. It's common in law enforcement. It's common
I mean
in
the same way they promote like the whole gambling thing too. Like,
yeah,
oh, you go on like whatever website, whatever like that. You know, here comes the upcoming fight. You know, what I'm saying
yeah.
use this promo code. They're not
Telling
trying
you
to,
to do it, but at the
but they're
same
just
time, they're
saying like
not.
ways to
It's kind of
utilize
putting
it the
it out
best
there.
way that you can.
But at the same time, it's like that person would get flagged and then they would get a strike or they would get banned. But then you got this girl streamer coming on, and I mean, she literally like has a bathing suit top that just covers the simple nipples, maybe not even, and then she has like a bikini that barely covers anything, and she'll be in a pool
Mm-hmm.
doing a stream or a hot tub doing a stream, and it's like, what? So if a man got in a speedo and got in a hot tub and was doing that, he would be banned. Even if a man got into a pool with a regular bathing suit and his shorts rised up a little bit, that would get flagged. But a girl could be practically nude on Twitch, and it
Well,
was okay.
well, what's that called again? Double.
Double standard.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that's what I'm saying. That's the funny thing though, because
well,
let's just say like just example. If I was gonna do some type of OnlyFans, whatever like that, like me like working out and like getting my chest pumped, whatever like that, getting my physique up and like posting my body with like my abs and shit like that, whatever like that, or maybe like something a little like more explicit, whatever like that.
yeah, like you're butt naked but covering
You know what I'm
yourself.
saying? So it's just like, okay, it's wrong for
But
me to do that because then people see that and whatever
well,
like that.
no. See, the thing is, it's wrong for you to do it. You would get fired from your job, and people would cheer it on and be like, "Yeah, good, he got fired. He deserves it."
But a
But if
female
a
does that.
female did it and a female got fired from her job, they would be like, "Why? It's her right. It's her body. Pro-choice." It's like you can't pick and choose what's pro-choice. You can't be like, "Oh, this YouTube channel should get to make whatever content it wants, but this other YouTube channel shouldn't get to make this kind of content." It's
Yeah.
like, who are you to determine what's pro-choice, what's not pro-choice, what's this or that?
If you're giving rights to one side, then the rights should be deliberately same as the other side.
Yeah.
There should be no type of conflict. There should be no issues at all. Listen, I'm all for one. I'm all for one for, y'all do what y'all gotta do for money, and I completely understand that. But,
Oh yeah.
like, do not be trying to shoveling that shit in people's mouth because that's ridiculous. It's the same thing, like, for people who are like churchgoers and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Don't come
How would
out.
you feel if people kept on like punching you and like constantly like pressing you like, oh, go to the church, you need to go to church. If you don't go to church, then you're gonna go to hell. If you don't go to church, then you don't love God or you don't believe in God. It's like,
Prime example,
come on.
Jehovah's Witness. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Jehovah's Witness. Don't come knocking on my door every single Sunday being like, hey, you should go to church. Hey, you should read this. Like, read this Bible. Like, here, take this, take that. I'm like, dude, you're like at that point you're cramming it down my throat and like constantly showing up to my door. Like, go somewhere.
I mean, it's one thing to promote something, but then it's another to be like constantly like saying like, oh, okay, like if you're not interested in buying, then I don't want to talk to you and stuff like that. But you're the one that decided to go make a Snapchat, and then now you're over here getting mad at people like, oh, like like I'm over here trying to do this Snapchat private. I'm not really trying to like be interested. It's like, okay, I respect that. I understand that. Okay, I get it. Point blank and simple.
That way you can move on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And
But like if like, you're talking to the person, then eventually they're just like, oh, like, I'm looking for like, a respectful, decent guy, like all of this stuff like that. And you tell them like straight up like, yeah, like that's who I am, this is what I offer, and so
I'm looking for a respectful,
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
woman that's also ready to settle down.
you know what I'm saying? And then next like they start hitting you was like, well, like, like I trying to like, get like some money to pay some bills and stuff like that. Then it's just like, okay, but then when you ask the question and you're just like, well, like, don't you work? Then it just like makes you look like an asshole because
Yeah.
you're like, hey, but like everybody got a everybody has their own life. Everybody got personal things going on,
It's the
and I
double
get
standard. It's a double standard where it's like a woman goes, "Oh, we don't need men. We can go out and work the same jobs. They just don't give us a chance. They just don't give us a chance." It's like, dude, come on in. Come and work on an oil rig. Come and work as a bricklayer. Come and work as a personal trainer.
Listen,
Come work.
if you want the work
You'll
and you
go.
want the money, it's fucking there. It's just about the matter of the fact of how much energy and how much time you're willing to put in it. Do you think half the fucking people in this fucking universe has able to do the shit that they did by half-assing stuff? No. If you want the money that bad, then you would put in the fucking time and you would put in the energy. Now, if you want to go ahead and shortcut that shit and you want to make little small cut little avenues, well, just letting you know, easy money, easy goes. Because that quick 10, 20, 50, whatever the fuck you get from that Snapchat, private, OnlyFans, whatever like that, yeah, that's gonna be good for a little bit. It's gonna keep you nice and milky, and it's gonna let you deal with the fuck you gotta deal with on that time. But then when shit comes and you gotta pay the bill and shit like that, guess what you're running back to? Snapchat private, Snapchat premium, and now for you to do normal things and shit like that, people already seeing everything up, down, left, right. They seen the whole controller.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what the fuck you look like. Clothes on, clothes off, whatever like that.
And it's justification because they're justifying what they're doing by blaming men. It's like you blame men for doing your OnlyFans, but then when we offer you a job, you blame men for making the job too hard. And it's like the job was hard to begin with. Why do you think I come home sweating my ass off and don't want to, take care of the kids, or I don't want to, do this or do that? It's like I'm exhausted.
Point blank, simple. If you want the money, you got to put in the work.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work.
But
sometimes
I mean,
it requires
there's
extra energy.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some men out there that will go and work the hours
And put in the extra mile. I clock in an hour early. Do I need to clock in an hour early? No. I do that because I know for a fact that we're shorthanded, and then I do what I can to, try to reciprocate.
And then we come home, and then we do house chores to help out.
So it's just like, even if you clock out, you still know for a fact you still got work to do at home.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. It's like, and then it's like, oh, well, a man may work 40 hours, but, my work doesn't stop when I'm home. It's like, yes, that is true. Yes, I commend a stay-at-home mom. There's no harder job than a stay-at-home mom. But if I go to work and I work 40 hours and I come home and I help you with dishes, I help you, maybe while you're cooking dinner, I get the kids ready for bed. I make sure like they get their clothes ready for the next morning for school. I make sure they get their PJs on, and then, or ready, or however you do it. I'm helping you do those extra steps, or vice versa. I cook dinner and you get the kids ready and make
or
sure. Or
even if you do preparation, like me and you, like we've said a million times prior before all of our podcasts, we've done prep. So we know how to prep, whether it's food, getting something ready if we're gonna go to the lake, if we're gonna go to the beach, if we're gonna go to a Comic Con, whatever like that. It doesn't matter if we know. Okay, Saturday, me and you going to a Comic Con. It's at
This
doors
time.
open at 10 a.m. and it takes us what 4 hours to get there. We leave the house at maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So we got to get our clothes ready for what we're gonna be wearing for Comic Con. Bring snacks if we need to, whatever like that. Prep that shit the night prior before. Already have it in the bag. Maybe like a nice thermal bag so that way it keeps the food nice and frozen or
Yeah,
cold,
and
whatever
that
like
way,
that.
so we can leave, like you said, like about 5 o'clock. So
And
we're
then
leaving a little
we
early.
get at that line at 9:30. Maybe we're the third or fifth person there in line, but you know why that happened? Preparation.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's so much double standard and so much like finger pointing and being like it's your fault, it's your fault. I mean, it's even like it's like that no matter what side you're on. If you're male, female, red, blue, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's finger pointing from both sides, and it's like when do you
It,
say
it, it's
enough?
it's almost like a competition too.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
It's always
I mean,
like a competition.
there's literally videos that they make about like you break up with your ex and then you tell your ex, oh, like, hey, I'm in a relationship, this is what I'm doing, I just I got a new car, I got a new job, I'm making a little more money and this and that, and then she's like, oh, well, I got a new job too.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
making-"
yeah. I
It's
know
like
which
a
one you're talking about.
competition. Regardless, it's a competition. Even with men, when you go in there, it's like, oh, what, like, a woman will be like, oh, my husband works here, and then the other woman's like, oh yeah, my husband works here. Yeah, he gets this for free. Da, da, da. It's like I experienced that when I was talking to what was it, my mother-in-law. I was like, oh yeah, I get like weekends off. I get friggin' all the holidays off. I get extended holidays when the kids are out for vacation. I'm out for vacation. I can basically go on vacation and go wherever I want. I mean, it no sweat off my back, and I'm not afraid to drive. And then it's like I was like, um, my sister in law is constantly going from here to there, places all around, and I'm like, I don't know how she can afford that if she just works at McDonald's. I'm like, unless she's literally mooching off of you, which she basically is. I mean, she don't got to pay a phone bill. She don't got to pay rent. She don't got to pay nothing.
Yeah.
She pays absolutely nothing. Every dime that she earns, every penny that she earns, is literally goes to whatever she wants to do. She wants to go to Taco Bell, Wendy's, or she wants to pocket it, or she wants to go and spend it on food, traveling. Um, but then my mother in law was like, oh no, she doesn't pay for her travel because her boyfriend works for an airline for airline trafficking. Like he charters the planes.
So she reaps the benefits.
So she reaps the benefits, and the thing is, it's like I'm like, okay, like I I don't care. I wasn't like saying that that's her sole income is the fact that she spends it all on traveling. I was saying there's a lot of scenarios on what she spends it on, and that's why she's still living under your roof. I'm like, here's how you could fix it. This is what you should do. You could do it. She'll hate you for a while, but hate is temporary.
Yeah.
You can only hate someone for so long. I mean, hate isn't. I mean, it's short lived. People make rash decisions when they hate, and guess what? They end up beating themselves up for it after.
Well, that's the thing with hate is that you can use hate to your advantage.
It's a justification.
Yeah, it's a justification, and you can use hate to your advantage. Like for me, like I use my anger and hatred like towards the gym mainly. Like people think that like when I go to the gym and shit like that, they're like, oh, like look at him, he's working out, and I post it on Snapchat and shit like that. Like, oh wow, like I'm trying to get like you and shit like that. Like no, I'm not.
Okay.
Y'all getting it confused. Yeah, y'all over here think that like I'm over here trying to build this physique. 50% is me building my physique. The other 50%, I'm over here exercising these demons. If I didn't work out, if I didn't do the fucking lifting, and if I didn't do the pushing, and if I didn't find that little outlet for me to exercise these demons and take everything that I feel for all this anger and frustration and shit like that, you would not want to come up to me. Trust me. It can go to a whole another level. When I work out, I'm in the dungeon. That the point blank and simple. I'm in the dungeon because there's certain things that are literally in deep in my dungeon that I need to take care of. and if I don't, then
Well, and a
it's
lot
not
of it
gonna be good.
stems down to exactly like you said in a handful of previous podcasts is your distraction. You've got to get that distraction where you can let off that hate, that anger.
And sometimes it doesn't even have to be just working out. It could be like literally like
Drawing,
it could be reading a book.
reading.
It could be like drawing.
There's countless times where I've read a book and literally I've been so tunnel vision reading a book that I just thought about like being if I was in that book, if I was a character in that book, how would I do things differently in the book? What would I do? And the thing is, that's the enjoyment of having that imagination. Still being an adult, you can have an imagination, but you can invest it into what you do.
I like reading like philosophy because philosophy it really makes you think about like little small things and just by they word it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the smaller and simpler they like compact it, the more better it is. Like I remember one, it was like thou shalt listen, not speak, and it just like it spoke so clear to me.
Well,
It's just like if you just listen.
well, it's like I just said, thou shalt not look to be understood, but to understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's being understood, which is important, but not as important as understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you understand the situation, you can do better and be understood better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're understanding, you're more likely to be understood better.
There was one that I read too. It was kind of funny. It was like talking about. It was like saying like thou shalt not be offended by one with stinky pits, like word from word, stinky pits, and it was like you shall speak to such one is proper for thee can understand and slowly replicate and kind of apply towards oneself.
Well, and the thing is, people look at those books or look at people who do inspirational like speeches and stuff like that, and when they say something like that or they recite something like that, they're like, oh, that's fucking dumb, they can't even speak English, so why am I going to listen to that? And it's like, yeah, but the fact that you can't hear what it says and break it down and figure out what they mean,
you gotta think back then that's how everything was.
Everybody talked. I mean, the whole Bible
Talk
was
too,
written
yeah.
like that. And I mean, not that it's like, oh, you should read the Bible, but
Mhm.
I mean, everything branched from short sentence. We didn't used to have, LOL, JK,
All these, yeah.
all these acronyms. And that's why I get mad when people text me. I mean, I don't get mad, but when people text me, I get slightly annoyed where I'm like, can you just text me normally? Like, I'm not, like, how long does it really take to put haha instead of LOL? How long does it take to put just messing instead of JK? Like, are you really saving that much time in your life? Once you get done sending that text message, you're probably going to go watch TikToks. Who needs that time? Like, that time that you could have spent writing the word out doesn't hurt you.
Or I mean, even if you want to cut it even more shorter, just like do emoji.
Yeah, or just do a simple emoji. I mean, it's just to me, it's just like it's pointless to me. It's pointless shortcuts. I'd rather do shortcuts in other places where I would actually need it. But I mean, at the same time, obviously, like I said, it doesn't make me angry. It just irritates me. But
yeah.
Someone does it, I go, oh, like, what's the point? You could have just told me just messing. And they're like, oh, I don't know. It's just how I text. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, water under the bridge. I ain't going to make it a big deal and be like, okay, don't text me then.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, and a lot of times you do that, you could be misunderstood because if I say something and then you go, if I go, hey, are you going to make dinner? And she goes, oh yeah, I'm going to make, what is it? I'm going to make sirloin steak or I'm going to make ratatouille. Just kidding. JK. And then I'm like, okay, so you're not going to make dinner? Who the hell's making dinner? Because I'm just getting off a double.
It's like I need to know what's going on here.
If you're not making dinner, I need to go get food because I'm going to be pissed if I'm starving and I just went to the gym, worked a double, and I want to go to bed. And I'm going to come home and I'm not going to be able to eat. Like,
Yeah, that's
Tell me now so I can head to the gym, get a frozen meal, or not go to the gym and get a frozen meal. Go to the store, get a frozen meal, and bring it home and throw it in the microwave real quick and eat it
yeah.
like a hungry
No,
man.
because of that's the worst. Because like especially if you get out from the
Because I'm
gym
not.
and you already burned off
Well,
all those
it's not
calories.
like again we're simple. It's not like I'm saying you have to make dinner because you're a woman. It's not me saying you have to make dinner at all. It's me just asking, are you making dinner? And it's never a straightforward answer. Never. It's never. It's never. Yes, I am.
Oh
No,
well,
I'm
I
not.
don't know what I'm gonna make
Mm.
and stuff like that. We have like some
Oh,
leftovers.
and
Oh
then
well, I could kind of like cut up this and mix it with this.
and
I
then
just need to
and
know.
well, and then you make it, and then you take that, and you're like, okay,
He's
all
trying
right,
to just trying to keep the
and you're
composure.
like, all right, why don't you make whatever you want? Make something you feel like something that you like.
Mhm.
And then she goes, well, I don't know what I like. I felt like spaghetti yesterday, but today I'm feeling like tacos. But I don't know, tacos might be too much. I don't want the ground beef. And you're like, ooh, ooh, okay. And you start to learn patience when you're in a relationship.
It's like that thing when you were like saying like, oh, you turn on the console like, yeah, I'm gonna make tacos. All right, sounds good. It's just like.
But then she goes, oh, so I might make it, right when you come in, I'll start it. And you go, well, are you sure? Because that's kind of late. Did you want to make it, like, start making it now? And when I come home, I can grab the dishes and set the dishes. Well, I don't know, because I don't want to make it too early. And then you go, press the button on the PlayStation. Oh, yeah, I'll make it right now. It's like, people think it's funny because they're like, oh, that's funny because, that's what it seems like. It's like, no, that's a fact. Like, that's a scary fact that if I grab the video game controller and I'm like, I'm going to play games with boys, woman, instant tunnel vision, like, okay, this is, yep, this is how we're going to do it. I could say yes or no. I could say yes or no all day. And then as soon as you step away from that controller, they turn the maybe back on. And they're like, well, maybe, beep. Oh, yeah, we'll do that.
It's just like it has to come
A
down to
double
a line.
standard.
Yeah, it has to come
Double
down to a
standard.
line where we're just like we're too overly devoted to something, and then it clicks, and it's just like okay, like hold on, he's gonna be ultimately focused on this. Hold on, let me try to grab his. It's
But
just like
and it's not to
bruh.
say like just single females or just single males or dating wise are the only ones that do it because people who are married even deal with it still sometimes. I deal with it still, and I've been married almost 10 years, and so I mean, I'll be like the other time when you were watching The Walking Dead, and you're like, oh, Negan's part is coming up, and I really wanted to watch it, but then she was set on like, oh, we should watch the documentary of Stan. And I was like, okay, yeah, when did you want to watch it? She said, oh, probably later. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go watch the Walking Dead part where Negan comes out because I haven't seen that in like so long, and I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this. And then she was like, oh, well, did you want to watch Stan? And I was like, yeah, you said later. And she said, yeah, like now. And I was like, it's only been like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, if you would have told me, yeah, we'll watch it in like 15, 20 minutes, I would have been like, okay, hey, Brian, can you like hold off and watch it like in a couple hours where we can bench watch some episodes of Walking Dead? And then you probably would have been like, yeah, I can watch something else like BoJack or frickin' something else. But that's the thing. We're so simple where I tell you, hey, this is what's going on. Is it okay? And then you tell me, no, I'm going to watch it because I want to watch The Walking Dead. Or you tell me, yes, I'll watch something else until you're ready. But it's a simplicity of a male answer and then a female answer.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there's that much difference that it makes me ponder, like, if I was to decide to dress like a woman, you can't break that mental, like, that's engraved in your head to be simple and just go forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, who was it? Someone had said if you take a bunch of males and you put them all in a room together, you put like 10, 20 men in a room with nothing in there, just an empty room with basic lights and no TV, nothing to distract them. It's just them. And then after they're in there for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, go in there and ask each and every one privately. Say, okay, you come on out. Ask them, what were you thinking about in there? Sex, sports, nothing. Those are the three things that they will all say. Because, again, like females say, there's always those men out there that just want one thing. I mean, I hate to say it, not all men want one thing. I mean, sure, we all want it, but some want it more than others.
But we all have a we all
Yeah.
have a general idea of what we all like. Like a lot of men, we can click with other men because we like this was another fucked up thing is that men know what men like and females know what female like. So it's that type of idea where it's just like
Well, and when you think about it, if you have a female, whether it's your girlfriend, fiance, or you have a friend that's a female, she typically will say, "Well, what did you want for your birthday?" And you go, "I don't know. I really don't care. I don't really like do anything for my birthday, anyways. I usually just, go out, maybe get some food, buy myself some food and a drink, and
just game out.
just game out." And then so she will go to another male friend, which a lot of times that's what gets the tension going between boyfriend and girlfriend. Is like she buys him something and he goes, "Oh, that's cool. What gave you that idea?" And she goes, "Oh, I asked my friend." And you go, "Oh, what friend gave you this suggestion?" Because a red flag already clicks in the man's head because he's like, no female would suggest this, whatever you got me. No female would suggest, a Naruto freaking figurine to you. Like, who suggests this to you? Oh, so and so, and you're like, oh, that's why.
Unless they know you on like a really like strong base, like if you shared your that's another thing too. If you share your interests of stuff, like if you have like a bunch of posters or if you have like a bunch of like books that are like or manga and stuff like that, then your female companion will automatically know like okay, so he's an anime nerd. It's like okay, so I know what I could get him for presents and stuff
but
like
there's
that.
still that complex thing where it's like, let's say my wife walked in here and she saw this because she was like, hey, we've known Brian for almost 20 years and since middle school, basically, and I want to get him something. If she walked in this room right now and she went based off of what was in this room, she didn't know you because obviously she knows you. She knows you like Naruto.
Yeah.
But if she didn't know you on that level, and it was like, oh, I've known him for like 5 years because I've known him since we've been married. You introduced me to him because he was basically your brother, and she would probably walk in here and be like, okay, well, I'm either gonna get him a book, and then instantly she thinks of all the complex. She'd be like, there's a lot of books on here. I don't know what exactly to get him. I could get him something superhero related because it looks like, you know, superheroes. It looks like he likes anime, but I don't know what anime he likes. Oh, he likes working out, so maybe a working out book. And yeah. And then unless she knew that specific anime, like she was like, oh, that's Fairy Tail. She wouldn't know what to get you still. And that's the problem with analyzing. I feel like a male comes in and is like, I hate to say it, but I mean, prime example right behind me, Kana from Fairy Tail. It's like big titties. A man's gonna be like, Jesus Christ, holy crap, those things are huge. Like,
Yeah.
it's the testosterone thing where it's like we think about sex, we think about sports because it's an aggressive thing. Football, tackle each other, slam each other down. Hockey, you slam into each other, shove each other. I mean, MMA, fighting, boxing, whatever, martial arts, um, soccer. I mean, you run and potentially run into each other, kick each other, and bust your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, an aggressive running. I mean, working out. I mean, those are the typical things that a man would be thinking about in that room. And it's the same with, like I said, where a woman is more likely to ask another man what you would like because she knows she's going to get an answer from him, or she's going to get a relatively more accurate answer versus her, analyzing your room, looking at what you have, and then she thinks, well, if I get him a workout book, maybe he's already got like 50 workout books.
Yeah.
I don't want to get him a more workout books.
So then it's just like, damn, like I just bought him something that he already has.
But if I walk in your room, I'd be like, I'm gonna get him a workout book. I don't care how many he has. I'm just gonna get a workout book because he likes them. Like that's the way I'm thinking. But not the other one. She's like, no, I don't want to get him something he already has. I don't want to get him. I mean, Sierra does that with me all the time. She goes, oh, I want to get you something, but you already have everything or pretty much all that you want. I'm like, yeah, because if I want something, I go and get it, or I tell you. Like, there's no sugarcoat. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want this, but it's I don't know if I'll get it because
Yeah.
I don't know if I really like it or if I don't. It's like, no, like I like this, I want it. I'm either gonna get it or I'm gonna say no, I don't want it. If someone gets it for me, then great, and I'll tell you like, hey, if this is what I want. If you want to get it for me, that would be great. Like point blank.
True.
So, well, like I told you with the Mr. Ballin thing, I was like, dude, I really want the Mr. Ballin book. Like,
Yeah.
I really want it. And guess what? I mean, I waited until you had given me a little bit of money, and then I used some of your money combined with some of my money and went and bought it. So that way it was a little bit of a cushion, and I didn't spend my money all solely on that.
Right.
Because, I mean, in for most of the time, for a man, he wants to take care of his house and take care of his home. So you want to get something for yourself. You want to get stuff for the family or for your kids or for your wife.
Right.
But your moral responsibility is to make sure you pay the rent, pay the electricity, pay the bills.
You pay all the essentials.
Exactly. And then put money aside to do
fun
whatever
stuff, or
is, like,
whatever you want to do
going on
for
vacation
yourself.
or
Treat yourself.
Or if you're working to save towards a house, or maybe you need a new car because your car is like wear and tear and it's like parts are falling apart on it, and you're like, we need a new car. We gotta get something else. Or maybe you need a bigger car because you have like a simple,
four-door sedan,
and you need an SUV, and you want to save towards that. So it's the husband. Typically, it's the man or husband's job to be strict enough to say, hey, we're not doing that. We're not getting that. No, we're not going to go to this concert. No, we're not going to go to that concert. No, that's not in the budget. If we get some extra money, maybe we can do that. Maybe we'll go to that concert. I mean, prime example. My wife wanted to go to the Big Time Rush and get VIP. I said, going to the concert is in our budget, but the VIP is not in our budget. Now, if I come across extra money, sure. But otherwise, no, because we still need to be putting money aside because our goal is to get a house. And if we're not doing that, we're not doing these people justice who are helping us here. We're not doing him justice. We're not doing you justice, because the whole moral of this is to grow and to get better.
Which is actually the whole aspect of the human being life. That's why there's this thing that's called evolution. Mm-hmm. Evolution involves change. Not everybody is supposed to stay in your life. Not everything is supposed to stay the same. There is that thing where it's like you're either getting better or you're getting worse. Yeah. There's no in between. Like the thing that there's higher class, mid class, and lower. There is no in between. There's no mid class. You're either rich or you're poor.
Yeah, broke, poor. And I mean, I will say this: there's not an in between, but I mean there is a staircase that's in between.
Yeah, you're surviving.
And the problem is that it's not just a staircase. It's a staircase that has rocks falling off the side on one side, and you have on the other side people that are throwing things at you, and you have to climb. And sometimes those stairs aren't sturdy. Some of them will have holes in them. Sometimes the railing will give out.
Yeah.
That's life. That's life in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's not, it's like you said, it's not a middle class, upper class, lower class. And that's what a lot of people try to categorize. They're like, oh, you know, this senator or this congressman or this president or this mayor or whatever is going to help the middle class. It's going to help, make the poor class a little bit wealthier, maybe the less poor, more middle class, and, take from the wealthy, or vice versa, help the wealthy, take from the middle class, make them work more because they're the working force. Da, da, da. It's like, no, there's no middle. Like you're literally going from the bottom and climbing up the staircase, and people are gonna beat you down. The stairwell is gonna beat you down. That life that maybe no one's doing it. Maybe it's just life in general. Like you're just unlucky and it keeps beating you down. It's a matter of if you keep going up those stairs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've said it best where, I mean, there's been days where I felt this way. There's definitely days where you told me you felt this way, where it's like you walk 2 steps forward and you get hit so hard that you feel like you literally almost fell back to the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, like, what? Should I stop climbing this? Should I just give up? And it's at that point where depression sets in. All that stuff.
Suicidal thoughts and stuff like
thoughts.
that. Yeah. No,
And
it sucks. To bring it back to the original thing, um, yeah, I think in all honesty, when it comes down to relationships and like communication, just definitely letting the person know by get go. You know what I'm saying? Whether you just met the person and y'all trying to get to know each other, or if, let's say y'all been talking for a hot minute, but you're not too sure. Maybe you need to do some time in the dungeon and try to figure stuff out on your own. Let the person know, because if you don't let the person know, how are we gonna know? You know what I'm saying? And it's just a simple justification of communication for the person to understand where you're coming from. Okay, you're not ready for a relationship. All right, that's fine. I'm ready for a relationship, but you're not. Okay, I get that. But don't lead the person on. Don't give them false hopes. Don't make them think that, eventually something is gonna come along the road that, oh, like, well, maybe she'll message me, or like maybe he'll message me and like say like, hey, I'm ready now, or like, hey, like, I'm sorry that I pushed you away.
Well,
I don't mean to do that and stuff like that. Like, no, just being upfront.
And you can't point and blame the person who's, waiting, the person who's being put on hold, because a lot of times that person, even if that person comes out and says, hey, like, I get it if you need your space, but I need you to be upfront with me, then all of a sudden he's too pushy and being over the top. And it's like, no, he's asking for a straight answer. And if you can't give it to him, then you're not worth it.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. There's no maybe. You're just not worth it.
Because if there's one thing in life, you definitely don't want to be waiting on something that's never gonna happen.
Time is priceless.
Time is priceless. You can't. There's two things in life. There's two things in life that we use as a main component, and that is time and money.
Oh, yeah.
Time and money. Those are the two major components. And if you're wasting money and you're wasting time, that's completely horrible. But if you're wasting time but still making money, it's a little bit beneficial. But if you're wasting money but not wasting time, then that's a little that's pretty fucking bad. Because now you're just throwing money into something that's not gonna be invested towards you. So just be upfront, be honest with the person, straight up. We're all grown here. Say what you need to say, point blank and simple. We're all human beings. If you gotta cut it, then cut it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But don't make this person believe in some type of false reality, some type of like euphoria or whatever like that, to thinking that eventually something along the line is gonna happen, because that type of false hope is the type of shit to make any human being to go insane, because they have to backtrack and they have to look at the archives, and they're over here like looking at past sex messages. They're looking at photos of themselves, trying to figure out what they can do on work on themselves. When in the reality, they don't need to do anything with themselves. It's just the
It's
person being the person that they is, and they don't want to say
well, point blank,
anything.
they're being selfish because they only want attention when they decide. They're acting like they're the ringleader. Like, I want you to give me attention and do this, so I'm gonna message you now and start talking to you. Oh, I'm not. I need my space. I don't want. I don't need attention
You
from
can't
you.
treat people like light switches.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can
Like,
be on, it can be off. It has to be something consistent and constantly. If the person's blowing up your phone, be like, hey, I'm busy right now. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. There it is.
well, what happens is you start flicking that switch too many times. Guess what? That bulb blows. And when
Mm-hmm.
that bulb blows, it's not pretty. And guess what? They blame the bulb, and that's not right. The moral of it is it's the person who got flipping the switch too many times blew the bulb. Now, if you're doing it right, a bulb will last a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're
Exactly.
messing with that switch, but I think we'll have to hit our second branch of this podcast on our second video.
Correct. But leading off on this point, back to what my boy was saying, Mike. Every human being has a certain amount of wattage. Every human being has a fuse box. You keep on plugging fuses in, you keep on flipping the switch on and off and stuff like that. Soon or later it's gonna blow. Just know everybody has their limits and everybody has their breaking point. And no human being alive should be toying with anything like that. Respect a person, let them know by the get go if you want to be with them, if you want to talk to them. If not, then simply just cut it off right then and there.
Freedom of speech don't matter if you don't speak.
Exactly. We will be talking to you guys very soon. Peace.
Peace.